In this section, we'll look at the participants in a blockchain network. We'll look at a systems context diagram with all the participants and then go through each participant in turn.
So let's start with the regulator. So the regulator performs oversight and is the overall authority in the network. More specifically, this typically means that they'll need access to the entire contents of the ledger. And regulators also typically serve as data regulators, ensuring that the various privacy and data access rules for the network are being enforced properly. In other words, making sure that various participants in the network only have access to the data that relates to their particular interactions. Next, let's look at the blockchain developer. They actually create the applications and smart contracts that interact with the ledger directly. And of course, these applications are utilized by the various blockchain users to implement specific business processes. Next, let's look at the role of the blockchain network operator. They typically define, create, manage, and monitor the blockchain network. Typically, each participating organization in the network would have their own set of network operators to make sure that the network is actually operating, and they pay particular attention to the operation of the network as it pertains to their sort of view of the network. Then there are traditional processing platforms that may be used by the blockchain applications, the chain code, to augment their operations. And also these traditional processing platforms may actually call into the network as part of the business processes that govern the interactions of a particular organization with the blockchain network. There are traditional data sources that may be used to, again, enhance the chain code, the smart contracts and applications that interact directly with the ledger and give them access to data that's outside the scope of the blockchain network. Next, let's look at the certificate authority. They manage the different types of certificates that are required to run the blockchain. So they're used for managing the certificates for all the underlying cryptography that's used as part of the blockchain. And then last but not least, there's the blockchain user, and they will typically interact with the blockchain using various line of business applications.